Hey everyone, Neil here, and welcome back to Googolplex SAT Academy. Today we are reviewing the answers to the linear equations word problems practice sheet. Now if you haven't already completed this sheet, please make sure to go to the description down below to download it or click the iCard in the corner to go to the original lesson video. Otherwise, let's begin. Jeremy is 2 years old. His brother Mike is 10 years older than Jeremy. In 8 years, Mike will be twice as old as Jeremy. So how old is Jeremy in years? We first need to find out what the question is asking for, which we know is Jeremy's age. Then we can look for all the important information. First, Jeremy's age is represented by the variable t. Then we know Mike's age is 10 years older than Jeremy. And lastly, in 8 years, Mike will be twice as old as Jeremy. Using this information, we can build a linear equation. So, since Mike will be 10 years older than Jeremy, Mike's age is t plus 10. And since in 8 years, Mike will be twice as old as Jeremy, we add 8 to that side, and that would be equaling 2t, representing twice Jeremy's age. But we have to remember, it still takes 8 years for Mike to be twice as old as Jeremy. So we have to add 8 to that side. Then we can simply just solve this to get our answer. This means we get t plus 18 equals 2t plus 16. You got to remember that you have to use the distributive property on the right side. Then we can combine like terms and solve, giving us negative t equals negative 2 and t equals 2. Therefore, Jeremy's age is 2 years old. Now on to question 2. Hannah has some apples. Lily has 20 more apples than Hannah. Together, they have 96 apples. So how many apples does Lily have? Now, a key part to remember about this question is the fact that we're finding how many apples Lily has, as we can get the answer wrong if we accidentally put Hannah's apples. Remember this for later. We can set Hannah's apples equal to A, equaling A, and Lily's apples equaling A plus 20, since Lily has 20 more apples than Hannah. Then we can simply just add these two together, giving us A plus 20 equaling the total number of apples they have, which is 96. Then we can simply solve this again, giving us 2A plus 20 equals 96, 2A equals 76, and A equaling 38. But remember what I said and highlighted. We're trying to find Lily's apples, not Hannah's apples. And Hannah's apples equal A, meaning we have to add 20 to figure out Lily's apples. And this would give us 58 apples. Therefore, Lily has 58 apples, and that's our answer. The SAT will often try to trick you by adding both answers, 38 and 58. And a lot of people mess up on those. Now on to questions 3 and 4. We're going to do this a little bit quicker, like the actual timing that you would take on the SAT. So, if the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers is 39, what is the value of the greatest integer in that series? We can set this up by having the equation x plus 2 plus x plus 4. Now, if you're confused on where I got that part of the equation, think about x equaling 1, right? If x equals 1 and that's the first odd integer, then x plus 2 is 3, the second odd integer, and x plus 4 is 5. And they're all consecutive odd integers. But back to this problem, you can set that equal to 39. Then simply solve again, giving us 3x plus 6 equals 39. This gives us 3x equals 33, or x equals 11. But you got to remember again that x equaling 11 is actually the first odd integer, and they want the greatest integer. So if you think about it logically, you can add 4 for our third integer, which would give us 15 as our greatest odd integer in the series. Now on to question 4. In a case of 42 fruits, the number of kiwis is equal to 2/5 the number of mangoes. So find the number of mangoes and kiwis in the case. So we can set the number of mangoes equal to m. And since we can add that to 2/5 m, since the number of kiwis is 2/5 of the mangoes. So 2/5 m would be 2/5 of the mangoes. We can set this equal to the total number of fruits in the case, which is 42, and then we can just solve the equation again. M plus 2/5 m is the same as 5/5 plus 2/5, which is 7/5m, which is equal to 42. Then we can divide both sides, giving us m is equal to 42 times 5/7, which simplifies to m equals 30. So we found that the mangoes are equals to 30. But you have to remember, we also have to find the number of kiwis in the case. And if there's 42 fruits, 30 of them are mangoes, then how many kiwis would be in the case? The number left over, you're right. So that'd be 42 minus 30 equaling 12. Therefore, the number of kiwis in the case equals 12. Just an FYI, there's more than one way to solve these problems, such as using k for kiwis, giving us the equation k plus 5/2k. Now, if you did this, your equation would end up looking a little something like this. But don't fret. As long as you use the correct steps, the answer will end up being the same at the end. However, this will require a lot more work and would hurt your timing and score on the SAT. And we chose the most efficient methods for this answer key. But for more practice, you can even try to find out multiple ways to solve each of these problems given in the video. Otherwise, subscribe and email us at Googolplex SAT Academy at gmail.com. And lastly, see you on the other side. Neil out.